Good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the virtual Sunday service for the Journey Within Spiritualist Church. I am Reverend Dennis Battersby from the Journey Within, and I will be hosting today's service. I am pleased to welcome our guest today, Minister Simone Key. Simone Key is a minister and appointed teacher of the Spiritualist National Union and chair of the SUNI, the international online branch of the SNU. Simone is established course organizer and a tutor at the world-renowned Arthur Findlay College for Psychic Studies in Stansted, England. We begin our service with spiritual healing, conducted virtually, as our healers are with us today. If you would like to request healing for someone, please type their first name and the first initial of their last name into the chat box. Please do not include the person's full last name. If you wish, you may also add the names of your pets, the planet, or global circumstances. We will open with a prayer, followed by a period of quiet meditation. If you would like to participate in the healing, please quiet yourself. Focus on your breathing, and as you inhale, feel yourself boosting your own immune system and igniting the inner healer within. Please join me in prayer. Dear God, we join together in prayer, asking for healing for all of our brothers and sisters who are suffering in need of healing. We ask that their suffering be eased in some way. We also pray for the healing of the minds and hearts of all people. May we learn to be kinder and gentler and more compassionate. May we learn to see your beauty within ourselves, within all living things, and within all your creation. May we learn to honor you through our thoughts and actions, and may we learn to be ambassadors for healing while we walk this earth. Amen. As we come to the end of our healing, we will continue to remember and pray for those who are suffering and who are in need of healing. Amen. If you would like to request healing for anyone during the course of the week, please email or call the church with their names, and we will forward this to the healers who will pray for the healing for the days, weeks, months to come. And thank you for all of our healers today. Welcome again, everyone. I am Reverend Dennis Battersby from the Journey Within Church, hosting today's service. We are here today with Minister Simone Key. We open service with song and a prayer. I would like to invite Minister Simone Key to lead us in the opening prayer. Reverend Simone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please join with me. Divine and loving Spirit, as we blend our power together as one, we open our hearts and our minds to your divine power, that each one of us can receive that power that touches our soul, that can uplift, can enlighten, and inspire us to be better people, to do the right things. We know that the time that we have is precious, that being united as one, casting away the trials of the day, uniting in love to you, our God, means that we can use that power, blend with that power, internalize that power to help us cope with life. We ask you, our God, to help us to help others in every and any way we can, to help us realize our potential, to help us realize that with your guidance, with your love, with your support, we can achieve our aims and objectives, to be kinder, to be more loving, to be more giving, and to help where we can. We know at this time our world is in darkness for so many people, and that it's a travesty that our world should be so dark when there is so much light. Your light gives us guidance, gives us help to achieve the best we can in each other. And we know, those of us here today, know that not only in this lifetime, but in the next lifetime, we will be together again. We know that those loved ones on that side of life that's yours are there to help us and show us the way forward. And we pray that we each can feel, sense, and know their presence. We know that love never dies, and that life and love go on for eternity. And together, no matter where, no matter who we are, we can make life happen for all of us. That we can each have an area of love that's ours, that belongs to us, and it's not indulgent. The presence of the Spirit that you bring us, our God, helps us to achieve so much more in our lives once we open our hearts and our minds to you. Amen.
I now invite Minister Simone to provide today's address. Minister Simone.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's lovely to know that you're there. And we're all together today sharing in the power of the Spirit. I would like my address for you to consider the understanding of inner strength. And we all know that today's society proves quite incredible pressure on every one of us. We don't have to look very far to see that there are so many people who are not well and people not living in a good way, and the fear that's out there at the moment with threatened world wars and so on. And every one of us has got that inner strength. Whether we use it or not is a different story, but we have it because that inner strength is the power of our own spirit, our own higher self. Sometimes we may have been at rock bottom and we have found the power, maybe just at the last moment, that's helped us to maybe transform our outlook on life or incur a deeper awakening within, or a transformation of some kind has happened. But it has come from us because we've been ready to perceive it, ready to open that power, to find that inner strength within. I was talking to a friend of mine only yesterday, and we both happen to be grandmothers, and I believe that's the best status in life, to be honest, to be able to talk and share with our grandchildren. But we were both sharing our own grandchildren's experiences of anxiety right now. And we recognize, the two of us, that we're both working mediums, that we're coming across so many people in our society, both children and adults, who are suffering from deep anxiety, many different mental health issues, like depression and worthlessness and lack of self-respect, lack of self-trust, lack of motivation. All of those things are all a product of our society. I look back, and maybe I look back with rose-colored glasses, but I look back and I think, I don't ever remember a time when our world in my lifetime was as ever as it is now, full of the unknown. Nobody knows where we're going. Nobody knows what life is all about for us as a whole society. And yet we as spiritualists know that there is so much more to life, that we have that power within us that we can draw on to help us cope with life. We have that power that we can use to bring out the best in each other. That's what we are. That's who we are. That's what our spirit is. It is the power that can help create something more for all of us. when we reach out with our minds and touch that power and enable it to move closer to another, we've done our best. When we show by example, not by a book, not by telling people what you believe in or I believe in, but show by example who we are, that we care, and that it's through that compassion and passion and creativity that we have within the power of our spirit that knocks on the door of people's minds, that helps them to open their minds to so much more. Living in our material world today is tough. Nobody can deny that. We know that out there are so many people suffering in too many ways, far too many. There is no need, with all the knowledge we have, the intelligence we have, the medication we have, the abilities we have. People should not be suffering as they are. And yet we do. We all do. Every day, somebody somewhere is wondering why they were born. And yet, we know as spiritualists that life is worth living. Life is for enjoying and not just enduring. That we can go out in our world and move our minds away from the materialistic side and look at the joy of life that's there for us, that we can find in so many things. We can find that joy in nature. We can find that joy in animals. We can find that joy in each other if we want to look. It's our choice. Opening our minds to so much more is everything for me. That we can be held back by what we feel, sense, and see in our world on a daily basis. I happened to go out the other day to visit. I had to visit my doctor's surgery, but nothing important. But talking to the receptionist, and we all know that often hospital receptionists are very much like Rottweilers in our everyday life. But we know that, they may have had a hard day. But this receptionist happened to be so rude and so unkind to me and others. And I wanted to say to her, have you ever thought about having another job? Because we don't have to put up with stuff like that every day. And yet we do. Why? Because those people can bring out the best or the worst in us. And retaliation is the worst in us. And I am proud to say that for once in my life, I didn't retaliate. But please don't hold that against me. And don't believe I'm not going to do it again, because I probably will retaliate next time. But now we can see, now we can know that we have that power of the spirit at our fingertips, and that we can use it in the very best way possible for ourselves and for others. When we start to think positively, when we start to think strongly, when we start to create a power within us that helps us feel solid and strong, then we can show other people that they too can be solid and strong, that they too have a reality that's not of the day that they've just had, if they've had a bad day. We've all been there. But when we use this power to uplift us, to alleviate the pain of what we see around us, the fear of the unknown, the anxiety of the unknown, that's what we should be encouraging within other people. That's what we should show them, that the world's not all bad. Yes, we don't know what tomorrow brings, but we never have done. And now we feel maybe a little bit more vulnerable than we did yesterday. But tomorrow is another day. And when we use that power for its purpose, for its benefit, which is to benefit us, to help us realize there is so much more to life, so much more than that little receptionist who'd had a bad day. We can all get upset by things on a daily basis, But when we look at our world and we see that we have got good people in our world, there's always exceptions, of course. But generally speaking, we have got good people. And those people are touched by the Spirit. And those people are there to help us realize that there is goodness in life. And you and I can contribute to that goodness by showing, through example, who we are, that we're good people if only others could see it, that spiritualism is a good religion because it helps provide support and encouragement when we open our minds to a power that's outside of us. When we reach out in our despair, we know there's a comfort there. We know that there are minds there that will help us to find the best in us. That's what we should be about, not seeing the worst in us, but seeing the very, very best in us. We've all got a light. We all shine brightly. If you close the curtain on the sun, it doesn't mean the sun's gone in. When you're having a bad day, maybe your light's dimmed like that curtain, but your light still shines brightly for you. All you need is the faith, the trust, the knowledge that you can open your mind to so much more and allow the Spirit to come close and guide us towards tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a better day because you'll be more knowledgeable, you'll feel more supported and encouraged to move on. I know that it can be so easy to be despairing, but we have to fight against despair. We have to fight against that human element of depression and lift our minds up and show the world that they can too do this too, that we each have that strength, that power, that knowledge to move our minds into the light if we can't find our own. Reach out with yours. Show other people that you are part of God's power. Show by your example that tomorrow is another day, but today you can help. Just a few kind words, just a few kind thoughts, because we know that our thoughts are living things, that they touch and they help and they support and they encourage where they touch. And we know that tomorrow is a better day because we've done our best for today. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Minister Simone, for those wonderful words of inspiration in your address today.
Thank you very much.
Now we come time for a collection and announcements. There is a box on the screen, and this is for donation, and that's the little box with the light blue banner up there. We appreciate any donations at this time, and if you would like to donate, you can click the box or donate through our website or send a check. We are grateful for all donations, great and small. Now comes time for our announcements. Please note, if you're not a member, please check our website under announcements in the inclement weather to see if our in-person Sunday morning service is still being held. All members do receive an email with such announcements. Please consider becoming a member of our community. And you can do that through the little box with Pastor Joe on there. All right, online upcoming events and classes. We have fellowship after the service every week, coffee, tea, and small desserts, bagels, donuts, and all sorts of little goodies after the service downstairs. On the first and third Wednesdays of the month, a community meditation with Eugenia Bushman. April 15th, the Power of Prayer series with Judith Seaman. The first class has taken place, but you may still join and receive the recording of the first class. April 20th, experience your personal intuition with Kevin Tedeschi. April 21st and 22nd, Practical Medium Intensive Workshop with Paul Jacobs. April 23rd, Sitting in the Power for Health and Well-Being with Judith Seaman. April 27th, Delivering Meaningful Messages from Spirit with Connie Fusela. May 9th, we have Trance Healing Workshop with Minister Simone Key. May 10th, Getting the Clincher with Lori Sheridan. And in person at the Journey Within, first and third Sundays of each month, mediumship development classes, all levels with Pastor Joe and guest tutors. 12 p.m., $20. Next class is April 21st. Today, we have a demonstration of mediumship at 12 p.m. with Pastor Joe, Elizabeth Freckalosi, and Don Pfeiffer. Now comes time for our demonstration of mediumship. As a spiritualist church, we do believe in the continuity of life. As the medium brings forth a body of evidence of a deceased loved one, and you can take 90% of what has been said in the exact way that the medium has said it, rather than in a way you can make it fit. Please raise your little digital hand, usually located at the bottom of your screen. It says raised hand or reaction symbols. Can somebody please do that for me? Oh, thank you. And at the same time, don't forget to lower your hands when you're done. On our side, sounds like popcorn. Pop, pop, pop. If you can take a few pieces of evidence, but cannot continue to take the next pieces of evidence, please lower your hand so that we may find our recipient as quickly as possible. If several people can take the information, it is up to the medium to discern the right recipient. If you are invited to speak but cannot unmute or having difficulty, please type to me in the chat box. We will now listen to a song in preparation for the demonstration. Please join me in our message prayer. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I'm 1,000 winds that blow. I'm the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaking in the morning hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circle flight. I am the soft star that shines at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. And now I invite Minister Simone Key to offer demonstration of mediumship. Minister Simone.
Thank you very much. Okay. I'm aware of a lady who's joined us from the spirit world, and she tells me she's mum and she would like to speak to her daughter. The first thing she showed me made me laugh because she shows me how her wardrobe, which you might call closet, I think. And she shows me 2 fur coats, and that she would like these 2 fur coats. They were very important to her. She loves sparkly jewelry. I'm seeing her wearing small sparkly earrings. And she talks to me about the end of her life where she had problems with her heart and her stomach. And she was on a lot of medication. I do know that, a lot of tablets and stuff. And she talks about the fact that she was tired of taking medication, and she told her daughter that she didn't want any more. I'm not saying she stopped, but I know that she would have talked about it. She talks too about her daughter being with her right at the very end of her life, and that her daughter would remember her mum smiling right at the very end as she holds her hands. Does anybody understand this, please?
We don't have any hands. Oh, 2 hands now.
Okay. So I'm just asking the mum just to give me just information for one person, the person she wants to talk to. And I know that the daughter, she tells me her daughter would have been there for her every step of the way and would have attended hospital visits, doctor's visits, and all of that leading up to her passing.
Oh, now we have 4.
Oh,
5.
oh no. Okay. All right. Okay. But you have to take all the information. I'm sorry. I'm not, I don't want to rule anyone out, but I've only got one mum here. Okay.
Would you like me to give you the names? And
No, it's okay. I'll just give one more piece of information and then maybe we'll try it a different way. But the way this is a mum who was she just laughs all the time. She's got the most amazing personality. She's light, she's bright, she's always very positive, got a wonderful outlook on life. Always wanted the very best for her family. I know that's very general, but this is all part of her personality. Okay. And she loved being sociable. She loved talking to people.
we're down to 4 now.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. If you could just give me the names then, I'll work from there because I don't want to take up too much time.
The
Okay.
first person is Frederick. The next is Siri.
Well, the Frederick is a guy. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, she did say right at the beginning she wanted to speak to her daughter. So I'm sorry, Frederick, that's not for you.
Then we have Rebecca,
Yeah.
Sarah, and Ellen.
Can I talk to Ellen, please?
Yes, you can. Ellen.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi. Just bear with me a minute. I'll just see how your mum feels. Okay. Um, I have to say, first and foremost, it does feel right, but that's not enough for me. I need to get the information right too. Would you accept, Ellen, that you can take all of what I've said so far?
Almost without exception. The only thing is I'm not sure about I was there at the very end, but I don't recall her smiling at the very end.
That's okay. That's all right. It's just how she was. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you accept everything else. That's fine.
Yes, I understand the 2 fur coats and them being very important to her and the sparkly jewelry and
Okay,
being very
lovely.
sociable and all of that. Yes.
That's lovely. Thank you. Because I feel with your mum that she's a character and she laughs a lot. She's got a very light laugh as well.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, she's a bit of a giggler as well. Okay, because she's laughing a lot to me. And I know she talks about being with you and how much you and she are very much alike. So I hope that is all right with you.
In some respects, perhaps, yes.
But she makes me feel good, you know, when she's
Yeah.
not in pain and she's not suffering. She's another person.
Yes.
Absolutely, you know. And I know she's telling you that you've been feeling her very close to you very recently, especially at the back of your head.
That I can't.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, just bear with me a minute then.
Sure.
And it's almost not, it's not a question of seeing her, but it's a question of just knowing that she's touched your hair.
To be honest with you, I haven't had that awareness, which is
that's fine. It may be she's just trying to let you know that she's doing
there.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, because she talks about the fact that you have been thinking a lot recently about your mum, and you always think a lot about your mum, but she's saying particularly recently because you've been feeling a little bit heavy-hearted.
That's true.
Okay, and she wanted to get across to you that she's trying so hard to help, just to give you that lightness of, that you normally have.
Yeah.
And she's saying that it's not a particularly personal issue to you, but it's a family issue that's going on at the moment.
I can't say that.
Okay, then would you accept that you've been, I may put 2 things together.
Sure.
Would you accept first and foremost that you've been feeling a bit downhearted?
Yes.
Right. Would you also feel disappointed in others?
Yes.
Okay, because this is what she wants to get across. And she's trying to help you so that you don't feel downhearted towards other family members.
Okay.
That's what she's talking about. Because she says to you that she wants you to know that she's asking you to consider seriously about getting out and about, doing more.
Yeah.
Having more time away. Just a break. I'm not talking about work, just talking about a break. And she's saying to you that, this has been a hard time for you. I'm just repeating your mum's words. And you felt like, I just need something to give me a little bit of a spark or a little bit of hope to move me on a bit.
Yes.
And that's where she comes, your mum. That's why she's here. She talks about the fact that together you could be like dynamite. You could be explosive together. I've never seen that in my life before, by the way. Because she talks about how you would egg each other on, how you would talk to each other
Yeah.
and chat and find things funny when normally nobody else did.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
she's here to show you that life is worth living. She says to you, don't just put up with what you're putting up with. It's time to sort of break free and find a new plan. And she's got that in hand, okay? She's talking about the fact that towards the end of her life, you held her hand, and I don't mean just at the very end.
Yeah.
Towards the end of her life, you held her hands a lot.
Yes.
You held her arm a lot. Now that's what she's doing for you. She wants you to know that it's her turn and her time to help you. And just know, put your faith in your mum, put your trust in your mum, and you'll find such a new way ahead of you. Now, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not here with a magic wand. I'm here just to repeat words.
Yeah.
And those are the words she said.
Thank you. That's very beautiful. I appreciate it very much.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. Okay, let's see who else we have here. I'm aware of a gentleman now who stepped forward, and I believe his dad. And I know too that he died very suddenly with a heart attack. He doesn't look particularly old to me, but that depends on how old you are. He only looks to me in his early 60s, 62, 63, that kind of age group. I know he's immaculately well dressed and well spoken, and he couldn't cope with bad diction. That's something he tells me, so I've got to do something. Anyway, I just know that he was a businessman. He was somebody who was used to talking to people on a business level, and he didn't take prisoners on that level. I'm not talking about society, just in his work. Does anybody understand this, please? This was a man who worked constantly. Anyone understand that?
We have two hands.
Okay. This is a man who had very little time with his family, and that's what he's here for.
Still just the two.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see if I can find something between them. Okay. One of you would know that where he's got some gold inscribed cufflinks. Anyone know?
Nothing has changed.
Oh, they're both gone. Okay.
No, they're here. They're two. We have two people.
Yeah, I meant, yeah, but they're not. Okay. Would you mind just giving me their names? Because this could go on forever. Okay.
We have Sandy and Kim.
Okay. Okay, just bear with me a minute. I know that Kim kind of resonates with me at the moment. If I could just talk to Kim just to make sure we're with the right person first. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
Kim.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, thank you. Would you understand that your father was a man who is very well spoken, a very intelligent man?
Yes.
Okay.
Well educated, yes.
Okay. And would you also accept that this was a man who knew his job, and he was a great teacher, but not necessarily on a one-to-one level?
Yes, very true.
Okay, because I don't feel that he would have had the time to teach anyone on a one-to-one level.
Right.
I know with your father that he is someone who he just appreciates short moments. Like if you look through, if you're in his house and you look out into the garden through the glass doors, he's got a beautiful patio. Would you understand?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And would you know that that's where he would have his coffee and read his paper
Yes,
or
yeah.
whatever? because those are the moments that he treasured. And those are the moments where he was himself. That was the time of day when he was the dad, just the dad. And he talks about how he regrets so much. He's not apologizing, but you would know that about your dad. He didn't apologize
Yes.
to anybody.
Right.
But he just wants to come through to say to you, you were the love of my life, even though you don't know that. He says to
That's
you
sweet.
how close he is to you now, especially now, because he didn't have time to think about life when he went to the spirit world. It was almost like one day he was fine, the next day he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
True.
Okay. And he's saying he didn't have time to reflect before he arrived in the spirit world. And he's saying now he looks back and he sees the important things of life. Can I ask you, I don't normally ask questions, but
Yes.
could you accept that you've got 3 children?
3 sisters.
Okay, so he's got 3 children. So sorry about that. Okay.
No, that's okay.
Because he talked to me about all 3 of you and how important it was that you all know that he's with all of you. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Because he's saying to you that you've buried some kind of rose bush in the garden or some, I'm not good at flowers, but I think it's a rose bush in a garden for him.
I was gonna plant a new tree in
Oh,
his
that's
memory.
I've probably got the
I
2
haven't
of
done
you.
it yet.
No,
Yeah.
that's
He
okay.
has roses though at his property.
That's fine. Okay. I think he was telling me 2 things in one go there and I missed
Okay.
it. So if you could just accept that he knows that you're going to plant a tree for him. I know it's something to do with planting something anyway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also saw red roses. So I'm going to put those
Nice.
together. Okay. And he shows himself as a man who loved to hold court, loves
Mhm.
to be the one that everybody listens to, you know.
Right.
Got a lovely way about him though. He's not just about himself. He does care, but unfortunately he's saying he couldn't show it because he worked so hard.
Right.
He believed that was the way to go, but he doesn't now. And he's saying the same to you. No, he's not saying you're going to have a heart attack. That's not what he's saying. But what he is saying to you, try not to work so hard. Do you
Okay.
understand that?
There's a lot of stress right now. Yeah.
Okay. He just wants you to be calm and he wants you to be successful. And all he's suggesting to you is to take more time out for yourself. It's difficult at the moment, but even if you cross out dates in your diary, so you've got something to look forward to, he feels that's how you are. You like to look forward to things.
Right.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, because he's asking you to think more about yourself and perhaps a little less about others too, so that you're feeling a lot more in control of your destiny.
Nice.
You understand that? And he's just letting you know that he also tells you that you've been thinking about looking into or doing more with homeopathic remedies.
I'm a healer and I'm a medium, but I haven't really. I dabbled in that a little while ago. But I
Okay, well,
don't do
that may
anything
be what he's asking
specific.
you to do again, to
But
think
maybe from
about
my
it.
mother. My mother needs
Okay.
some healing.
Okay, because he definitely spoke to you about homeopathic remedies, okay? And he
Okay.
knows that you have an understanding, that's the point, okay?
Okay.
So if you could just use that for your family and just give them some help with that, you know, that's what
Okay.
he's saying, you know, because if you understand it and you understand the properties, you're the best one to do that. Okay, so he just wants to show you that he's very much involved with your family, as he always was. He didn't do as much as he wanted to, but he is saying now, I'm making up for lost time. Please remember that, okay?
Nice. Thank you so much.
And please let your mum know how close he is to her.
Yeah, they were
everything-
like they were in a bad state before he died. My mother's not mentally well right now.
Okay, well, just let her know that he's that close to her. He's doing his best to help calm her right now.
Oh, good. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
And it's been really great to work with you, and thank you very much for your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's see who else is there for you. I'm aware of a lady who's just joined me, who's in a wheelchair, and she's not an elderly lady either. She only looks to me in her 50s. And I know she's a friend to somebody who's here with me. She comes across as somebody who quite, despite the wheelchair, very lively, got lots to say, got a really bright personality. I just know that her passing was over a period of 2.5 years, and it was just a gradual decline until the end. But I just know with her, she actually wants to talk to this female friend who used to pop round to see her on high days and holidays, just to let her know that she was being thought of. Does anybody understand this, please?
Yes, we have one hand.
Oh, great. Okay.
Kathleen.
Oh, that's all I want is one hand. Thank you. Okay. So if I could just talk to the person, please. Thank you.
Kathleen.
Oh, Kathleen. Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen. Hi.
Hello.
I know from your friend that you were good friends. You know, you could talk about all sorts of things.
Yes.
Okay. And because she talks about the fact that you would go and visit her, and you would go and visit her with the idea of giving her something else to think about rather than her health and what she had for dinner and boring stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Because
It
she
was
talks
more
about,
phone calls.
I'm so sorry. Can you say that again?
It was more phone calls toward the end, the
That's
last
fine.
couple of
It's
years.
okay. But I know that you would have talked to her. That's the
Mhm.
point. Because she talks about how important your words were for her, how you always gave her food for thought. And she's talking too about her love of life. And she's saying you would have encouraged her to try different things.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Because she talks about healing, and she talks about the spirit, and she talks about how you would have encouraged her to open up her mind to the power of the spirit.
Yes.
And she's thanking you, because without you, she wouldn't have known about it. She wouldn't have trusted it, but she could hear and she could feel your sentiments towards her.
Yes.
And you could, and she says, you always meant the very best for her. And that's what she got from you.
Yes.
She was here today to thank you for changing her life, because you did. You gave her hope beyond physical death. That's what you did. And you reassured her that she would be with her family and her friends in the spirit world. And she said, it's exactly as you said.
Oh, that's good to hear.
And she's so looking forward to you opening your mind so that you know that she's there touching you now. She's so looking forward to you feeling and sensing and knowing her love, because you made a difference in her.
Oh, that's lovely.
And she says, whenever you did see each other, as I said in the beginning of this, you didn't see each other very often, but when you did, that you always brought her something. It could be something to read, it could be something to eat, it could be flowers, but there was always something different.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's what she remembers. So if you can take the rest, please take that. Because she talks about how your conversations always made her think, and that was a blessing to her.
That's nice.
Because you always tried to show her there was more to life.
Mm-hmm.
And she's here just to say thank you to you. And you will never know the impact that you had on her to change her thinking.
Wow.
Okay. So
That's
anyway,
amazing.
Thank you very much for working with me, Kathleen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, this concludes
Okay.
the demonstration of spirit communication. I want to thank you all for attending the service. And if you did not get a message today, just know that your loved ones are always around you. I want to especially thank Minister Simone Key for being with us today. And we end this service with prayer and song. I invite Minister Simone Key to lead us in the closing prayer, followed by our closing song.
Thank you. And just to say thank you to everybody who attended today. It's very kind of you. And I wish you all the best for the days ahead and the months ahead. Thank you. So now we just join in prayer to celebrate the power that's around us, that's given to us by that higher power that some of us call God and some of us called spirit and some of us called universal consciousness. It doesn't matter, but we know it's a higher power. So as we open our hearts and our minds to that power, we just join together in spirit, divine and loving spirit. As we close our service today with your love and your guidance, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to become as one today, that we can become close to each other in mind and in spirit. We know too that our loved ones are always there for us in that world we call the spirit world, always showing themselves to us in small ways, but meaningful ways that show that we survive physical death and that love sustains us for eternity. And as we look to you, our God, we pray for humanity in all its forms, that the light of the Spirit shines brightly from everyone, that we can be together as one, that we can think as one and use our compassion and our empathy for one another so that we can all reside in a better place. We thank you for all that you do to help, to heal, and to encourage. And I ask on behalf of us all to keep us safe and secure in the power of the Spirit and to help us to be able to help others in whatever way we can. Amen.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Until we meet again in community, God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.